What's going on, people? We're going to go into great detail today about what makes the Komodo dragon one of nature's most exquisitely crafted killing machines. You'll see why I referred to them as nature's most fatal mistake before the end of this movie, I promise. Now let's get started. The killing machine. Now let's talk about what makes these things walking nightmares. And I'm warning you, pretty much everything about them seems specifically designed to give you trust issues with reptiles. First up, their teeth. Over 60 of them. Curved, serrated like steak knives and sharper than surgical blades. But unlike a lion that bites to crush and hold, Komodo teeth were designed to slice and tear. Every bite doesn't just poke a hole, it rips flesh apart like a saw cutting through meat. For years, scientists thought Komodos were killed through septic shock from their mouths. They thought one bite introduces so much bacteria that victims slowly die from infection over days. Case closed, right? Wrong. Some researchers were poking around and discovered Komodo dragons actually have venom glands in their lower jaws. Real venom glands produce toxic compounds that drop blood pressure instantly, prevent blood clotting, and destroy tissue. So what's the truth? Both. Apparently, one murder method wasn't enough of a gift from Mother Nature to the Komodo dragon. The bacteria cause severe infection and blood poisoning. Once bitten, escape is basically impossible. The accidental monster. So how did a 10-foot poisonous reptile come to be? Well, it all started millions of years ago. The ancestors of Komodo dragons were just typical giant lizards living in Australia, minding their own thing and living their best lives. But then, some of them decided to go on a little trip westward and ended up imprisoned on a few tiny Indonesian islands. But here's where it gets wild. These islands had zero major predators. There is absolutely no competition. With millions of years to evolve and a plethora of prey animals like pigs and deer, these lizards have continued to grow larger and larger. Scientists call this island giantism. Basically, when animals get stuck on isolated islands with no predators and plenty of food, they can grow to crazy sizes because evolution has no reason to keep them small. The unique abilities. From far away, Komodos look slow and clumsy with their heavy bodies and short legs. Do not be deceived. These things can sprint up to 12 miles per hour in short bursts. Now I know what you're thinking. 12 miles per hour? That's not even that fast. I can run faster than that. First of all, you can't. Second, remember they're ambush predators. They've evolved to hunt that way. You can't beat them at their game empty-handed. One of their coolest abilities is their unique sense of smell. Smell works differently for them, not through the nostrils like us. Instead, they constantly flick out their forked tongue like they're tasting the air, because they literally are, collecting scent molecules, then delivering them to this organ called the Jacobson's organ that reads all that chemical information like some kind of biological GPS. This system is so sensitive that they can smell blood or a dead animal from 6 miles away. 6 miles! In harsh environments where food is scarce, this tongue GPS literally means survival. They're also surprisingly smart. Studies show they remember territories, recognize individual animals and humans, and plan ambush points based on wind direction. Some researchers have even seen loose coordination between multiple Komodos during hunts, suggesting intelligence way beyond typical reptiles. The chances of getting jumped by a Komodo dragon may be low, but it isn't impossible. The nightmare. Now here's where things get truly horrifying. A Komodo hunt starts with complete stillness. They lie motionless in grass or behind rocks for hours, sometimes entire days, just waiting. They look like logs or rocks, totally harmless. Prey animals eventually ignore them. That's exactly what they're waiting for. When prey gets within 6 to 10 feet, the Komodo suddenly takes a very lethal step. They don't wrestle or try to overpower the prey. They just need one solid bite, anywhere on the body. One chomp. That's it. Then they let go. Just release and step back. The prey runs away thinking it survived. The deer or pig escapes, feeling lucky. But that bite was a death sentence. Within minutes, venom and bacteria start working. The wound bleeds continuously because venom prevents clotting, and the animal would slowly get weaker. Meanwhile, the Komodo doesn't chase after its prey. It just walks, casually, following the scent trail perfectly with its creepy tongue GPS, tracking the dying animal with 100% accuracy. Every few hours it checks in like, "Hey, how's that death going? Getting weaker? Excellent. Still got some energy left? No worries, I'll check back later. I've got time. I've got all the time in the world, so take your time." Some animals collapse after hours, others last 2 or 3 days, but the ending is always the same. Blood loss, infection, shock, and exhaustion cause total system shutdown. The animal collapses, then the Komodo dragon swoops in and starts to enjoy his feast. This isn't cruelty. This is nature's design for an incredibly efficient predator that doesn't waste energy on risky fights. Why struggle when you can bite once and wait? The feeding chaos. Other Komodos smell the dying animal from miles away. By the time prey collapses, multiple Komodos often arrive simultaneously and aggressively compete for the carcass. What follows is absolute chaos, hissing everywhere, biting each other just to get a portion of the meal. In a single feeding, we might see a grown Komodo devour nearly all of what it weighs. Picture someone weighing 150 pounds sitting down to finish 120 pounds of meat in one go. After such a feast, it would take weeks and sometimes months before hunger returns. This ability lets it endure stretches where meals are scarce. The brutal mating. Komodo mating is equally violent. They're solitary creatures who only interact for 2 reasons: food competition or mating. Both involve shocking violence. During mating season, the males compete for mating rights by wrestling. These bloody battles can last over 30 minutes. The female acts like the referee and picks the winner. Whoever wins was getting laid. When mating happens, the male bites the female's neck to hold her in place. Both must maintain balance throughout the violent process. After mating, females carefully choose their nesting sites. Hidden inside old bird homes or broken termite towers, she scrapes out false dens just to throw hunters off track. 15 to 30 eggs come from a mother Komodo, yet nearly none make it on that land. Every creature sees those eggs as a rare treat, even full-grown Komodo dragons. The virgin birth miracle. Here's something wild. Females can reproduce without males through parthenogenesis. Isolated females produce embryos using only their genetic material, and all offspring are male. This evolutionary strategy allows one female to colonize new islands alone, produce males, and then those males mate with her to establish populations. Not the most morally right family dynamics, but what do they know? They are Komodo dragons. When baby Komodos finally hatch, they're only about 12 inches long and weigh less than a hamster, making them completely vulnerable to birds, snakes, and especially adult Komodos, who will absolutely eat their own babies without even a moment of hesitation or guilt. To survive, babies immediately climb trees where heavy adults can't follow, living in treetops for years, eating insects and small animals. Only around age 4 or 5, when big enough to defend themselves, do they dare descend to ground level. The threat. What hits hard is this. The ancestors of Komodo dragons made it through the ice ages, volcanic eruptions, and waves of extinction. These creatures watched dinosaurs vanish and survived it. Now they're facing extinction soon. Their survival hangs on how people act towards their habitat. Their tiny islands are now being cut down and invaded by the creation of hotels and houses. Frozen ground thaws faster now, and heat waves stretch longer across fragile lands. Longer droughts mean less water for prey. When deer and pig populations decline, Komodo dragons starve. Parks are now strictly protected. Researchers use GPS tracking to monitor movements and needs. Education programs teach communities why protecting Komodos matters, giving us hope that they can be saved if we all cooperate and preserve their habitats. So there it is, the Komodo dragon, nature's most perfectly designed killing machine and most tragic mistake, because we're accidentally driving it extinct. If you enjoyed this terrifying deep dive, smash that like button and subscribe for more videos about Earth's wildest, weirdest, and most dangerous creatures. Thanks for watching.